This is the exact moment a championship was gone. One mistake, a crazy chain reaction, and the total team collapse. In a game this big, one single action can destroy everything. For us now, in the Carabao Cup final against a terrifying Manchester City team, that moment came from their goalkeeper. Let's get into how Kepa Arrizabalaga's single insane error didn't just give away a goal, it cost Arsenal absolutely everything. We are at Wembley Stadium for the first huge trophy of the season. For Arsenal, this was not just another game. This was their chance to finally beat the master, Pep Guardiola, on the biggest stage imaginable. But the coach, Mikel Arteta, made a crazy decision. Before the game even started, he chose to play his backup goalie, Kepa. Instead of his superstar number one, David Raya, he said it was about being fair. But this single gamble would end up defining the final in the worst way possible. The first half was a super tense chess match, and Arsenal came out firing. Less than 10 minutes in, Kai Havertz was in on goal, but City's keeper James Trafford made the save. The ball bounced to Bukayo Saka, who was stopped not once but twice in a wide triple save that somehow kept the game tied at 0. At that moment, you really thought Arsenal had this. They were creating all the chances while City couldn't get anything going. Then the game settled into a total standoff. City, because their City started to get more control, with Rodri taking over the middle of the field, but Arsenal's defense was a wall. When the halftime whistle blew at 0-0, this game was perfectly balanced. It was just waiting for a moment of genius or a moment of complete and total disaster. And no one could have predicted how bad it will get. And then it happened. 60 minutes of hard work completely destroyed in less than a second. The game is still 0-0 and Wembley is electric. City are starting to apply serious pressure. The ball gets crossed into the box from out wide. It wasn't even a dangerous ball, just a simple looping cross that a pro keeper is supposed to deal with 100% of the time. But today was different. Let's break down exactly what went wrong. As the ball is in the air, Kepa looks like he's in a good spot. His first mistake, he decided to catch it, not punch it. In a crowded penalty box, a punch is always the safer option, but he went for the catch. And that's where it all went horribly wrong. As the ball came down, Kepa's hands just fell apart. They were too far apart, and it looked like he was flapping at the ball. He completely misjudged it, and the ball slipped, almost in slow motion, right through his hands. He fumbled it over his own shoulder and dropped it 2 feet from the goal. It was a genuinely shocking mistake, a goalkeeping disaster that left the entire stadium speechless. Reacting faster than anyone was City's Nico O'Reilly. While Arsenal's defenders were literally frozen, O'Reilly just stooped down and headed the ball into an empty net. 1-0 to Manchester City. The tie was broken not by some incredible goal, but by a horrible, horrible mistake. That moment is going to give Arsenal fans nightmares for years. But I want to know from you, what is the single worst goalkeeping mistake you have ever seen in a huge final? Drop it in the comments below right now. And if you're enjoying this insane breakdown, you have to hit that subscribe button. One mistake can lose you a goal. But this lost Arsenal the entire championship. In the moments after Kepa's blunder, Arsenal didn't just go down on the scoreboard, they completely fell apart. The psychological damage was instant. You could see it on their faces. Every bit of confidence was gone, and Manchester City could smell blood. If there's one thing this team knows how to do, it's punish weakness, and they pounce on Arsenal's meltdown. Just as Arsenal's coach was trying to get new players on the field to save them, City slammed the door shut forever. Just 4 minutes after the first goal, the game was over. City were moving the ball with so much confidence. A pass went out wide and a perfect little chip was sent to the back post. And guess who was there to meet it? The same guy, Nico O'Reilly, and headed it right past Kepa, 2-0. In the space of 240 seconds, the game went from a nail-biter to a complete blowout. It was a dream come true for the 21-year-old, and it was all born from a keeper's nightmare. This was a full-blown implosion, and it was all triggered by one man's mistake. Arsenal looked like they had seen a ghost. Their entire game plan was gone, replaced by pure chaos, which is exactly what City wanted. Before the goal, this was a tactical battle. After the goal, it was a tactical masterclass from one team and a total disaster from the other. Kepa's mistake didn't just give City the lead, it gave them the perfect cheat code to win the game. City flipped a switch, changing their formation to a 4-2-4 that was designed to trap Arsenal in their own end of the field. With the lead, City's pressure was suffocating. They blocked every pass to Arsenal's best midfielders, Declan Rice and Martin Zubimendi. This forced Arsenal's defenders to either pass sideways or pass it back to a visibly terrified Kepa, which just made things even worse. The Gunners were trapped, and it was all wrong. One man, Rodri, the Spanish midfielder, put on an absolute clinic. With over 100 touches, he was everywhere, making sure that every time Arsenal cleared the ball, it came right back at them. Out on the wings, City was just as deadly. The attackers kept swapping positions, pulling Arsenal's defense apart. City's tactical dominance was absolute, but it was a dominance that was only unlocked after Kepa's mistake broke Arsenal's spirit. The final whistle was just a formality. Manchester City wins 2-0. For City, it was just another trophy in the cabinet. For Arsenal, it was a brutal lesson. The player ratings tell the entire story. For his championship losing mistake, Kepa was given a 4 out of 10. A 4. It made his coach decision to trust him look like a complete failure. In total contrast, Nico O'Reilly was the man of the match with a 9 out of 10. It was a dream final for the 21-year-old. His only 2 touches in the Arsenal penalty box were his 2 goals. That is the most insane efficiency I've ever seen. It was helped by amazing performances from Rodri and Bernardo Silva, and James Rashford's incredible triple save in the first half turned out to be just as important as the goals. For Arsenal, their star players just vanished. Bukayo Saka, Kai Havertz, and Leandro Trossard were completely shut down. The defense, which was so good for an hour, finally cracked under the pressure that all started with their goalie. The Gunners even hit the crossbar and the post late in the game, but it was way too little. Way too late. This was a self-inflicted wound, and it meant Arsenal's wait for a trophy would continue. People always say football is a team game and that you can never blame a loss on just one person. But sometimes a moment is so huge, so obviously the turning point, that you have to throw that logic out of the window. The 2026 Carabao Cup final was one of those times. Yes, Manchester City is an incredible team, but it was a disastrous, unforced error from Kepa that handed them the trophy on a silver platter. It wasn't just a goal, it was a trigger for a complete mental collapse. It killed Arsenal's confidence and let City take complete control. Mikel Arteta took a massive gamble on his keeper and it backfired in the most spectacular way imaginable. Do you agree that this one moment cost Arsenal the final? Or do you think City's dominance was going to win it for them no matter what? Let me know what you think down below. Thanks for watching and see you on my next video.